So I recently passed my AWS Solutions Architect Professional certification exam with a score of 820, which I wasn't really expecting because towards the end of the exam, the last 7 or 8 questions, I didn't have enough time. So I kind of had to rush through them. And I was quite relieved when I saw that congratulations email from AWS that I had passed my certification after all. There were a couple of tough questions in between as well. So by the time I was done with the exam, I wasn't too confident. I knew that if I did pass, it would be close to 750. But to my surprise, I ended up doing relatively decentish with a score of 820. But anyways, my preparation for the exam itself revolved mainly around three main things. One, I went through Stefan Malik's course on Udemy. I actually covered it twice because I really wanted to understand how the services integrate and interact with each other. Secondly, I used ChatGPT quite extensively, and we're in a time where you got to use these tools to really augment how you think, and it played a great role in deepening my understanding of some of these services. However, you do want to make sure that you aren't reinforcing wrong concepts. So for example, earlier I asked ChatGPT if we could use direct connect to access interface endpoints, VPC endpoints within our VPC. And you can actually access those by using a private WAF, but it tells me that you can't. And if you pick up on this, which is incorrect, that you can't access interface endpoints by using a private WAF, it's gonna put you in a bad spot because the exam does ask about direct connect and public and private virtual interfaces quite frequently. So you got to make sure that you already have a good foundation, and then you use the tool to, let's say, go through certain scenarios. And then finally, I did do a lot of practice questions and practice tests. Now, I didn't really do too well on the practice tests. I initially scored, my average was around 60-ish, 50-ish% for the first 3 or 4 tests that I did. And then I took a break and from the tests. And that's when I covered Stefan Malik's course on Udemy one more time to really deepen my understanding. And then one day before the test, I did a set of 30 questions and I did quite well on them. I got around 90-ish%. So all in all, if you're going through a course and you're doing practice tests and you have a deep understanding of certain core principles and services, you should be able to go for the exam and clear it.